All right, so yeah, this was my training for today. It's January 2nd, 2014. As you see, I'm starting out here. I got some basic barbell bridges off the bench. I've got 315 pounds here. And typically the way I'm loading things up now is I'm doing a bit of a wave pattern. It's almost like a West Side type template where pretty much a 3 week wave. On the third week, I typically try to set a PR and really have like the most volume, most intensity in those weeks. So this is week 2. Next week I'll probably, right now I'm tentatively looking at about 365 for this. So yeah, this is with 2 second pause at the top. Felt pretty good at. And then after that, we came over and we did some inverted rows with just a plate here. Last week I did it with just body weight. This week I added 25 pounds. Next week I'll probably add another 25, maybe another 50 pounds because it's still pretty light. Yeah, and basically the program I'm running right now was written by Eric Cressy. It's called the High Performance Handbook. I highly recommend anyone who's looking for some good solid programming to do to actually run this. I chose it because, well, the bottom line is Eric's a lot smarter than I am, and I figured it'd be smart to try to run something that he's written out, even if it isn't somewhat customized for me. Give him some ideas of how he looks at programming for just general fitness and strength training. So yeah, and so because of that, because this is his intellectual material and you have to pay for it, I've actually been somewhat I guess diffuse in the way I talk about the stuff. Like, I've actually mixed up the exercises. I won't go into too much detail about it because, like I said, this is intellectual material. If you want it, you should pay for it. I got it the first week it came out, so I got it about half off. You'd want to pay. You probably pay, and I think I paid like $8 for it, so you'd be paying like 150 or so for it. But definitely worth it. Like, I mean, yeah, I can't say enough about this guy. Totally awesome. Yeah, so this is my main squat pattern for the week. Has been doing a lot of unilateral stuff, which I needed to do because my hips are not where they need to be stability wise. This program has showed me a lot of dysfunction that I've had, so it's been fun for me to go through this. It's 16 weeks, by the way. Just over halfway done with it. Well, I'm over halfway done now. But yeah, so a lot of single leg work, and it's definitely getting my hips a lot stronger. They're able to function independently of each other, and can't wait to see what this is gonna do for me once I get up to full speed. I got 120 pounds here, 125, sorry, 125 pounds here, and I'll probably jump up to 135 or so with this thing. And balance is quite the issue with this movement. Believe it or not, is you know, yeah, it tests you in that way. So obviously the weights aren't that heavy, but just each hip having to work on its own. That 1 foot up, you got a smaller surface that you're applying force from. So yeah, it's really good. And a lot of this stuff from most of this I'll probably keep in my program somewhere. So it's giving me a much broader exercise base to work from. And this right here is basically just a lower trap activation movement from the prone. Prone means down on your face. Basically, my scapula are pretty much glued to my body at this point. I really lack in scapular mobility. This is something that I'm currently working on within myself. To try to get these scapulars, I should be having a lot more range of motion than you see right here, but I just don't have it. So everybody got their weaknesses. That's mine. And so right here we got a little bit more single leg work. We've got this really cool move. It's basically like a reverse lunge that goes into a RDL, Romanian deadlift. I really like it, and believe it or not, it's actually pretty damn tough. I mean, this thing, you get a nice little burn going, and yeah, just balancing yourself with this and these single leg stuff. So yeah, I enjoy this, and like I said, it's a lot more challenging than what you would typically think it would be. So yeah, I guess we'll talk a bit about the way I'm gonna start running things now. Is I'm gonna just do one training session. I'm gonna record one training session a week. I'm really not trying to record like I was trying to. I remember once I was recording like damn near every single workout, but it's just too time consuming. It's annoying. um I don't like lugging the camera and the freaking tripod around and stuff in the gym. I just kind of like to get in, do my thing, and get out. So I do one a week though, and the way my program is set up now, I train 5 days a week. I do 3 days in the gym with weights, just resistance training, And then I have one day where I do some more like athletic drills, where I do like a short 1 mile run out to the park. Typically I do that, and it's about my 3 mile pace, my 5K pace. I get up to the park, then I do those drills, and I'll kind of limp back because I'm pretty beat at the end of that. And then the next day, as I'm doing a metabolic conditioning day, well, I do some kettlebell work, and so those are my 5 days. Yeah, and that's also doing the gym. Obviously, I don't have my own kettlebells. And this right here is a really good one. It's really good. I guess you call it core training. I guess I don't know. I don't really like that word, but torso musculature. It's an anti-rotation, cable anti-rotation movement here at the half kneeling. That half kneeling is really good because again, it's making each hip work independently of each other, and you having to stabilize, and as it says, anti-rotation. You're stopping that rotation within the hips, and you're getting some really good mobile work in the transverse plane up with your whole shoulder complex up there. So yeah, definitely a great movement. And with these things, I obviously don't load them up too heavy. For me, it's more about just keeping everything good and tight and maintaining going form with it. So talking about this movement right here, this is a shoulder external rotation movement here. And typically, if I had full range of motion, I should be able to get my hand up to touch the wall. And if you look, you see I'm lacking range of motion there. That's this right here is, it's a prime example of, like I said, one of my weaknesses. And believe it or not, this affects a lot of me. It actually affects my squat pattern because my lats are tight and my upper traps are tight, my lower traps are weak, and this is my whole rotator cuff with the supraspinatus and the teres minor and a lot of that stuff in there. Those muscles are just either tight or they're not activating as good as they should. So I've been doing a lot of this stuff, a lot of this corrective type work in my training, trying to get on top of this. I want to have it all pretty much cleaned up within the next 8 weeks, or at least have made a significant amount of progress. I guess it's always a work in progress, but yeah, doing a lot of this work right here. And I was doing this, and actually I went to this little room in the gym, and it's actually right in front of a mirror, which was quite nice. So I got to see what I was doing. I got to make some on the fly adjustments. And I believe this is the last movement I have recorded here. I think this is just a kettlebell carry. She call it a waiter's walk. You just stick it up there, and that's a 12 kilo, which is at 26 pounds for those of you who don't do kilos. And this thing was actually kind of tough. I mean, actually, not this one. The 12 kilos is pretty good, but I went up to 16 kilos, which is like 35 pounds, and that completely kicked my ass. And that right hand on the way back, I had to stop like 3 times because it kept like flopping over. I couldn't keep the kettlebell up. Definitely didn't have a good time with that, but I made myself. I didn't give up. I'd stop, and then I'd go a few more feet, fall over, I stop again. And so yeah, that's really all I got time for with this. That's pretty much the end of it. So yeah, I'll be recording one of these a week, one of my workouts per week. I can't remember if I already said that or not. But yeah, so yeah, if you like the video, you like what we got going on here, what I'm saying, comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I'm gonna try to put up some more content here, and yeah, just kind of show people what we got going on and hopefully help someone. All right, have a good day.